Good morning and welcome to day 18. 1 week to go. Eek. It is about 10:15 on Sunday morning. Got sort of an inadvertently busy day today. Sort of busy and not busy. We've already had my brothers-in-law have just popped in for a cuppa because they're headed back to Nottingham and they needed to charge their car before they went. So they popped in for a bit, which was nice to see them because we didn't get a lot of time to chat last night, so that was really good. And I'm just going to nip to Sainsbury's because we've run out of milk and baby really fancies some salted caramel milk, which they do in Sainsbury's, so I'm going to go and get some of that. It's only for baby, it's not for me. And then we've got some friends popping in for a cuppa this afternoon, so I'm going to get some biscuits and stuff like that. Then I'm going to have hopefully a few quiet hours. I'm pretty tired. And then we're going out to our friends for some food this evening. So yeah, sort of like busy in spurts today, but I'm hoping to work on my mitts some more. And I thought, because I won't be able to film loads today because we're kind of with other people a lot and not doing a lot of festive stuff, but I have brought home from work all my Christmas books. So for those of you who don't know, I am a primary school teacher and my absolute passion is children's books, and I have an extensive collection of children's books, but particularly I've got like a big box full of Christmas books, and I've brought them home because when I'm on mat leave I want to bring all my books home so they don't go wandering. And yeah, I thought, well, now I'm finished with the Christmas books, I'll bring those home to make a start. So what I thought I might do is do like a bit of a review of some of my favourites. I won't do them all because there's a lot, but there's some really nice ones, particularly some sort of fairly new ones that I bought recently. So if anybody was kind of looking for last minute gift ideas, sort of stocking fillers for kids, or just nice ones to share as a family, I might be able to give you some ideas. So I do have some really lovely ones. So when I come back from Sainsbury's, I'll try and do that with you. So hopefully that'll be nice. Yeah, and we'll see what happens today. I'll see you later. Hello, sorry, I'm still out of breath. I just walked up the stairs. Standard. I thought I would come and show you the Christmas books. So it feels like story time with Mrs. Dickson, doesn't it? So I've just picked out a small selection, and I say small, I've got this many, but that is maybe a quarter of my Christmas books. So yes, I just picked out my favourites. So the first one, this one, was like a bit of a surprise favourite. So it kind of came in one of those like 10 for £10 kind of packs of books from the Book People. It's by Nicholas Allen, who also wrote the Queen's Knickers books and the Father Christmas Needs a Wee ones. And it's really cute, and the kids always love this one. So it's called Jesus's Christmas Party, and it's basically all about the innkeeper who lets Mary and Joseph have the stable around the back, and it's basically all about the night Jesus is born and how the innkeeper's trying to get some sleep, and all these people keep knocking on the door, and he gets like crosser and crosser because his sleep keeps getting disturbed. Then eventually he kind of goes, like, what's going on? What do you all want? And he goes round the back and sees what's happening, and it's all like really exciting, and he's amazed, and they have a party. So it's just really cute and really funny. I think it makes it funnier that he's really, really grumpy about it. So yeah, it was kind of an unexpected favourite, that one, but it always comes up trumps. Next one is a good old favourite, Norman the Slug Who Saved Christmas by Sue Hendra and Paul Innit. Sue Hendra is such a funny author, like all of her books are just hilarious, and Norman the Slug with the Silly Shout is one of my favourites, and it's always a favourite in school, and this is kind of his Christmas adventure. So basically, long story short, he saves Christmas by wrapping up some presents that have been dropped out of Santa's sleigh, and he hasn't got any sellotape, so he uses his slug slime. But it's kind of, if you've read Norman the Slug with the Silly Shout, it kind of follows on really nicely and kind of all ties in with that one. So it's really, really cute. But also you don't need to have read that if you haven't. Kids always find that one really funny. I should say all of these I've read tier 1, 2, so like 5 to 7. But I mean, they'd easily be fine for, I mean, I've probably read them to Freya when she was little, like tiny, so really 2 till like 8 or 9 I think would be absolutely fine. This book is lovely, particularly if you've got a child that's got like a family background where mum and dad don't live together, or if, like, I've got a Ukrainian refugee in my class, so dad's not around. You know, if one parent works away or something like that, this is a really lovely story. And we've actually just done this. We've just done a term on this in school as our key text, and it's absolutely brilliant. So it's Last Stop on the Reindeer Express by Maudie Powell-Tuck and Carl James Mountford. I think Maudie Powell-Tuck is the author and Carl James Mountford is the illustrator, because I've read other books of hers and they don't look like this. But first start, I mean, I was drawn in because it's just such a beautiful book, so it's got all these like cutouts, and I read other ones of hers, and they're just brilliant. There's like windows, and there's a gorgeous bit, let me find it, where she's flying over the sky and like the stars are like holes that go through to the next page, and then the next page is just really gorgeous. It's such a beautiful book. So basically, it's a little girl called Mia, comes out of school, she's got a card she's desperate to send her dad, but her mum's like, no, it's not going to get there in time. Never really tells you where her dad is, which is quite good. It's kind of vague enough that it could apply to a lot of children. And while she's at the Christmas market, she notices this magical post box, which she steps through and ends up in a magical land and finds a magical flying reindeer who flies her to see her dad, and she spends some time with her dad, and it's really lovely. She gives him her card as her meeting her dad through the door, and then they have a lovely time, but he tells her it's time to go home, and she's like, yeah, I'd love to spend Christmas with you, but mum needs me as well. So she goes back, and then she does actually on Christmas Day get a gift of a cuddly reindeer from her mum. So it's such a gorgeous book. It had absolutely miles of it had a lot of mileage in it to work on for a whole term in school, and it's just a lovely book, a beautiful thing to look at, and a really sweet story. So that one's a high recommendation. Next one is Santa Post. I've bought this for presents for loads of children in the past, because it's a nice one, because it's hardback, it looks really nice. It's by Emma Yarlett, who is another really brilliant author, and basically this one is all about Santa gets a letter from a little girl, but it lands in his fireplace and it's all burnt, and it's nice, it's got the letters that fold out. It's all burnt, and the thing that she really desperately wants is obscured. So so Santa's got to kind of go on this, this trail to find out what she wants, and he tries to get the very best elf, but the very best elf is busy, so he ends up with Elf Boggins, who's a little bit clueless, shall we say. But with the help of lots of friends along the way, they actually inadvertently managed to find the correct present for Amy. And then on Christmas Day, Santa gets a thank you letter from Amy, and it actually says what she'd really like for next Christmas, and it's had something spilt on it, and he can't read it. So in the end, he's a little bit perplexed again. But it's a really sweet book, really fun. Just like, yeah, good Christmas fun, that one. Excuse me. This one, Dasher by Matt Tavares, is a new one that I bought this year. I was really drawn in by the front cover. I thought the illustrations looked gorgeous, and it's really cool actually. It's like the origin story of the reindeer. So it actually turns out that originally Santa had a horse called Silverbell, and alongside that there's some reindeer in a circus who aren't being treated very well, and one of them tries to escape, and he does, and he eventually finds his way to Santa, and Santa finds that he's actually really brilliant at pulling the sleigh. So he employs Dasher to pull his sleigh, and then Dasher brings, so there he is with the horse pulling the sleigh, and then Dasher eventually helps his family get free from the circus, and they all help Santa. And it's just a really Christmassy, like the pictures are so gorgeous, like quite magical. My class absolutely loved this one. This one's probably good for sort of slightly older children as well. It's quite a bit longer, quite a bit more text, and it's lovely, like really descriptive, really well written. That's a really nice one. So I think it's a fairly new one. I bought it this year, but I'm not quite sure, but I think it's a newer one. 2019, yeah, so it's quite a new one. It's a lovely one. Oh, this one, I bought it up, but I didn't actually read it to the kids. So it's by David Litchfield, who's one of my very favourite children's authors and illustrators. If you've ever read The Bear and the Piano, Grandpa's Secret Giant, the names are escaping me, Lights on Cotton Rock, all of those books, which are absolutely gorgeous. This is by him. So it's Kid Christmas of the Claus Brothers Toy Shop. But I didn't read it because I was off sick this week. Somebody else read it to my class, so I can't actually tell you much about it other than it's absolutely beautiful. It's so Christmassy. I mean, look at these pictures. Sorry, it's really hard to hold this up and turn the pages. And again, it's quite a nice long one. So if you've got kind of older children, they might like it. So I just picked through some nice, really Christmassy presents. I'll read you the blurb. It says, this uplifting Christmas tale tells the story of young Nicky Claus who wanted to make every child in the city happy, even if it was just for one day. So it sounds absolutely lovely. I think this is one I'll have to read to Freya this week because I was itching to read this and I didn't get a chance. But look at those pictures. David Litchfield is just a genius. He really is. I mean, look at the awe and wonder in that. And he always manages to paint light, like really amazingly. His pictures seem to glow. They're just gorgeous. Oh yeah, definitely need to read that one. It's Freya this week. Okay, on to another of my favourite authors, and that is the amazing Rob Biddulph. Now you might have heard of him if you've got children. During the lockdowns he did daily Draw with Rob videos, which are still available on YouTube, and actually quite often when the children are doing kind of free play, I let them do the how to draw videos on YouTube because they're absolutely brilliant. And this year my class have been absolutely obsessed. We read Peanut Jones and the Illustrated City, and I've promised them the sequel after Christmas, which I need to remember. I need to buy it actually. So when I saw that he'd done a Christmas book, I had to buy it. He's also done some really good books. All the names are escaping me today. Baby brain, Blown Away and Sunk. That's it. They're absolutely brilliant. His books are just, they're funny, they're clever, they're well written, the illustrations are gorgeous. But yeah, I was really drawn into this one. So it's all about a little sausage dog who's he's kind of the odd one out. He's always a bit different to the others. Pictures are so fun again. Then he I can't remember what happens because it was a few weeks ago I read this one. He steps into Christmas basically, and he ends up all ready for Christmas, and there's all the little elves. And basically, it's another one about Dasher. Dasher's got a cold and can't fly the sleigh, and they don't know what to do. And Santa, look at Santa. I mean, too cute. Santa doesn't know what to do, and Odd Dog offers to help out. So there he is, leading the sleigh. So cute. It's just really fun and slightly silly. Yeah, and it's all in rhyme, so it's really fun. Pictures are awesome. They're the kind of pictures where there's loads to notice, so like little ones would really like this because they could kind of spot what all the different dogs are doing in the picture and that sort of thing. And look, they're making a snow sausage dog. How cute is that? What's not to love? Okay, next one. Now this one I got because I have met the author. So it's Shifty, McGifty and Slippery Sam. There's a whole series of books about them. There's some picture books and some sort of first chapter books kind of thing, sort of year 3, 4 kind of chapter books with pictures in. So it's by Tracy Cordroy. She's the author. She's amazing. I met her at a reading conference once and she spoke so well, and I bought a few of her books then. And illustrated by Stephen Lenton. And it's called Santa's Stolen Sleigh. So Shifty, McGifty and Slippery Sam, they started off as robbers in the first book, but they sort of saw the error of their ways and instead opened a lovely bakery, and now actually they end up foiling other people's evil plans. So again, gorgeous, really Christmassy pictures. And yeah, Santa's had some stuff stolen. He's had the sleigh stolen. So Shifty and Sam have to help. There's an evil polar stealing the sleigh, and there they are in their bakery van, trying to catch them. And it's just always really good fun. I love these kind of books, and children's always love these when they have some pictures that turn on their side. I don't know why they love them so much, just because it's a bit different, I think, but they really do. So yeah, basically they save the day, and then as always with Shifty, McGifty and Slippery Sam, they end up having a party where they bake gorgeous treats for everyone. And the children always love playing the game, or if you were at that party, what would you choose to eat? They always do that with their books, and there's some of their other books in the back. This one's the original one where they are actually robbers. And then I think those are all the picture book ones rather than the chapter book ones, but they are really, really good fun. And then finally, this one is kind of a series. So they are by Kes Gray and Claire Powell, who have written lots of other books. They are the authors of Oi Frog, which, if you've ever read the Oi Frog series, Oi Aardvark, Oi Build Platypus, they're all brilliant. They're so funny. Children love them. And basically this is based on The Night Before Christmas, the old Clement C. Moore classic. But this one's called The Night Before Christmas. So it's all about Santa getting ready for Christmas Eve, for the big off. I love how different authors always draw Santa's house. He's just getting all the elves ready, packing the sleigh, but he's got this feeling all the way through like he's forgotten something. And Mrs. Claus is there. She's really grumpy because he's not eating his dinner and he's too busy. But yeah, he's still got this niggling feeling all the way through. There he is, just preparing himself. Again, lovely pictures. And then basically he gets the sleigh all ready. He's like, oh, there's something I've forgotten, but I'm sure it'll be fine. He takes off, and then as he leaves, Mrs. Claus comes running out and says, you've forgotten to shave. So I think it turns out that Santa's supposed to be clean shaven, but he forgets every year. So it just made me giggle, that one. And then this one is the follow-on, which is The Night After Christmas, which is all about when Santa gets back from his busy night and he packs away, and then basically him and Mrs. Claus have a massive feast. Again, I didn't read this one this week because I was out, but I did have a quick flick through, and yeah, basically it's just gorgeous. Look, they go and see the Northern Lights. How amazing is that picture? And yeah, party with all the elves. It's just really fun. Such a lovely book. So that's all for now. Those are kind of, I picked the newer ones because I've got like loads of the classics and loads of the older ones, like Mog's Christmas and the Alfie and Annie Rose ones and things like that. But I figured most people have probably heard of those, but sometimes it's nice to hear of the newer books that are coming out, a bit more up to date and things. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Now that will probably be me for today, because we've got kind of people and kids and all sorts in the rest of the day, and then we're going out tonight. So I think I will call that a day for now. and say goodbye to you, and I will see you tomorrow for day 19, when I'm obviously off work, so I've got some nice plans and should be able to film lots of bits and pieces. So I will see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you soon. Bye.